Cleveland Browns select Shedeur. The Cleveland Browns select.
You on mute.
My bad. So yeah, here's the 5 quarterbacks that he's going to be competing with. Even though Deshaun Waters is going to be probably out next year, so he's going to be playing with the other Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Dylan Gabriel. So go ahead, Roddy, man. It's been a crazy draft week with Shedeur Sanders. So what's your take about him being drafted and also the prank situation as well?
No, but the aspect when it comes to Shedeur Brown getting drafted, a lot of people are speculating that they did this because of the aspect of the viewership, because they knew if he was a first round pick, that would have been in. Nobody would have watched the NFL draft. Now him getting picked last, and I that had that anticipation to the point that you had even President Trump tweeted about what was going on when it came to aspect of the NFL draft. It had a lot of people tuning in, which made this the first ever in a very long time NFL draft in history. So therefore, him being drafted to the Cleveland Browns doesn't look good for him, because you know why? He never gonna play. Think about it. You have Deshaun Watson, you got Joe Flacco, you had Kenny Pickett, and you had Dalen who got picked before you. He would never see a light of day. I'm just being honest. They're just gonna pretty much send him on the bench. If Cleveland Brown really wanted him, they would have got him for the first round pick, at least give this man an opportunity to show off even during the preseason. But this man might not even see, he might not even hell of football in the regular season. I'm just being honest. Um, the Brown is too loaded. Now, when it comes to the aspect of the kid pranking him, um, to me, Hakeem and Jordan, I might not believe it. I think it was a publicity stunt. I don't know why. I think it was all set up. I know some people are taking it very seriously, but me, I don't, because even Shedeur Sanders not even speaking about it. Because if it was really, like, to me, if it was really true, remember, this is my opinion. If it was really true, therefore, he would have been saying out a statement like, "Hey, man, what they did was totally wrong. We need to look into it." They're not saying anything about it. I'm just being honest. The kid came out and apologized to me. He didn't have to say nothing. Go right ahead, King. Your commentary.
So just like too, I want to give a perspective that, because this particular one, y'all had forced me to watch this stuff, and I had to watch everybody's commentary.
Facts.
Y'all forced me to do that. So what I noticed was a lot of commentators were saying the sentiments that I don't think a lot of teams were very impressed by Shedeur. A lot of people would say they didn't like his arm strength. A lot of people were saying that they didn't know that his stats were catered by Dion. And a lot of people were saying that was Hunter the reason why he had an arm. Because Hunter, backside, front side, was catching everything. You know what I mean? So a lot of people were stating that. So I don't think a lot of teams was confident in him. As far as this right here, Ron, you do have a point. He might not see the light of day, but I have a slight indication here. Flacco's going to be out soon. Watson is going to get traded, because I don't think he hasn't been performing like he's supposed to. Gabriel is a waste of a pick. Just checking his stats. Just looking at his stats. The only issue he really has is Kenny Perkins. That's the only thing I'm saying that. And as far as the prank stuff, that white boy face should be plastered around the U.S. And this is why the internet does not fail. And we found you who is, you goofy.
I want to start with the pranking stuff. So we're in the age that you guys know, especially when it comes to these social media, TikTok and YouTube, people like to prank each other, which, us, we don't allow that and everything. And to order him to, look at his father's iPad, because it's very confidential, you'll have like majority of the players' numbers when you call to get drafted and everything. And the thing is, fellas, he had other people's numbers too. But in fact, that he picked Shedeur Sanders, that he dropped out. He was dropping all the way to the fifth round. He chose to do that and thought he was gonna go viral. And now, his father's in trouble in a way, and which he might get fined, and that white man should be, he should get something. I don't know, because that was crazy. So other than that, it's cool. When it comes to the draft, Shedeur Sanders, when it comes to it, he's a prospect. People say he was the second or third best quarterback in the draft, right behind Cam Ward. So with the idea that, we thought he's gonna get drafted in the first round, but once he, kept moving up to the second, third, fourth round, you heard a lot of stories that, his father Dion was kind of, back in February and everything, the Tamron Hall saw about, how there's certain teams that he might not play for or anything like that. We're going to choose the best decision with that. And with that, it kind of stuck with NFL teams, especially the teams that needed quarterbacks, like the Cleveland Browns, of course, Pittsburgh Steelers, New Orleans Saints, and also the New York Giants as well. So, and also we heard interviews that, he flopped the New York Giants interview, all that type of things. And it kind of wrote the New York Giants in the wrong way. That's where they drafted their Tristan. I've got the quarterback they drafted in the first round, the 25th pick, which I thought that was insane. But when it comes to Shedeur, I'm looking at these quarterbacks. Deshaun Watson's, he's out for the year because he tore his Achilles, and then a few months before that he tore his Achilles again, so he's out for the year. Dylan Gabriel, I'm with you, Hakeem. Why would you pick him for? He's basically a practice squad type of player. When it comes to Joe Flacco, 2 years ago he did take Cleveland to the playoffs. I can see that. Kenny Pickett, I think Shedeur Sanders is better than Kenny Pickett. So if this is how I see the scenario. I can see that Joe Flacco can play, all the way to week 9, week 10. Joe Flacco will throw interceptions, might make the team lose, and maybe I can see Shedeur starting later this year to see how he plays, because like I say, 5 quarterbacks. I know you have 5 quarterbacks, but at least I could see two or three quarterbacks staying. It's definitely Joe Flacco. We see how Kenny Pickett is. He has been started before, and also Shedeur. Deshaun is out, and Dylan Gabriel, I think he'll be a practice squad type of quarterback. So hopefully, pray for Shedeur that he might see some playing time. I hope he does, but we'll just see with that. So, but congratulations, Shedeur. Should have been drafted in the first, second round, but with this situation, it's just plastering everywhere. And I just hope Shedeur get his fair chance.